that people who want to do mining and they want small-scale mining go onto our website, the Minerals Commission's website. All the details are there for small scale. Now, if you want a large scale, they are also there. The two are not the same. If we don't clarify it, somebody will listen to us here and go and get his few documents and say that he wants a large scale. You will get to a point and get fed up and then stop. I will plead with Ghanaians who want to do mining, go onto our website, the information is there. We also have desk officers at our various offices. If you go and inquire from them, they'll give you the right information. Thank you.
Minister, thank you very much for the intervention again. You mentioned, you talked about block area. Is it a free area in layman's understanding? What's block area? Is it a free area in layman's understanding?
No, these are designated areas. You know, we spoke about the role of geological survey and the fact that they're able to get mineralized areas. Then you block that area. And when you block that area, it is an area that you intend to give to, let's say, small-scale miners. And let me also put on record that small-scale mining is the preserve of only Ghanaians. So if you are not a Ghanaian, you cannot own a small-scale mining license. However, or unfortunately, you go and see somebody with a small-scale mining license, and the whole place is white people who are mining there. Because he had gone into some arrangement with them. He may not even be there. He's not on site. He's sitting somewhere. He has more or less sold the thing to them. And even when you inquire further, the people who are working there, I don't want to mention any specific countries' people, you asked whether they have work permit. The answer is nil. But who has brought them there? The Ghanaian. So if we ask that this should be for us, it should be our preserve, we take it, and this is the way you want to do it. How are we helping ourselves?
Mr. Chairman, this is my last one. You mentioned the fact that the applicant will have to see the community. Can you throw more light on that? Is it the best way? And how is this seeing the community mean? What's the meaning of that? I know you're going to engage them.
Okay, so for instance, I want to take a small-scale mining concession from Etiwa. Now, I've done a search. I've identified a place in that area that this place is about 25 or 30 acres of land. And that is for small scale. Small scale is around 25 acres. We must also say this. Now, I identified a place. I can go and take the coordinates of that particular place. Then I do a search. A search means that write to Minerals Commission that you have identified this place and you intend to apply for a license to do mining in that area, small scale. Within the shortest possible time, Minerals Commission will respond and say that, yes, that place is vacant. When you get this report, you now go into our system, the MCAST, and that's where you now place your application. When you place your application, there's an officer at the district. You need to bring him on board. The officer working with you and the district assembly will now begin the process of identifying stakeholders. Now, these stakeholders, you're supposed to engage them. For instance, the chief of Etiwa. You can go to him.
There's no chief of Etiwa. So maybe you mentioned the town, the chief of Enyinem.
The chief
Etiwa is the district. Yes.
Okay, it depends on the area.
Or the chief of Tinga, your place.
A very handsome, powerful chief, Tingaura. If he's listening to me, Chief Metro. So you involve them, and then let them know that this is your interest. You all agree that, oh, you can come and do it. The assembly is involved. The assemblyman in that area is involved. The chief is involved. In some cases, the chief may not even be the landowner. So you ensure that the landowner is involved. When you agree, the officer at that level will now have to write a report of the suitability of the place and also the fact that you have engaged the stakeholders. Based on that, he will now recommend that you should be given the lease. Then you take it from there. All the necessary payments that you are supposed to make, you pay them online. Is that not the case? You pay them online until you get to a point where the CEO of Minerals Commission will now recommend to the minister that Yusuf Suleimana, who is taking the concession from Etiwa area, has met all the requirements. And so we are recommending to you for your approval. Then the minister will interrogate it. He can call for the file and satisfy himself, and then also sign. Then it gets back to Minerals Commission again. And then they engage Yusuf Suleimana again. Your application has been approved. These are the things that you're supposed to meet, and these are the conditions of the agreement. Are you ready to have a reclamation bond? You have to go and discuss this with the EPA. And that's one of the issues that we have not looked at. And then we go through all this process, and then you can now have your license to go and mine. Now, if you don't involve the community, and then you go get your license and get back to them, that's where you begin to have some challenges. So I advise that we involve the communities. And I also advise the communities that when people come to you.
Honorable Minister, I'm sorry. We have about 13 more questions to ask you. So when we ask the rest of the questions, maybe it will help you.
Chair, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Chairman, I'm done. Thank you, Minister, and Mr. Chairman, I'm done.
All right. The next question is by Honorable Enim Ennis, please.
Thank you, Chairman. So this issue had to do with prospective small-scale miners not posting reclamation bonds. And I think that, Minister, you had spoken to it in your last statement. I just want to understand, because when you look at all the issues, I can see that with implementation, you have been able to do a lot. But on this particular issue, I see here that it's partially implemented. I want to understand what are the challenges EPA has with this particular issue. If you can throw more light into it, then we can go to the next question.
So a reclamation bond is a bond that gives an assurance that the degraded area, as a result of your activities, will be reclaimed. And if it is not reclaimed, this amount of money that you would have used as a guarantee will be used to reclaim the place. And this is sitting with EPA. Thank God we have EPA rep here, so I can speak to it. So there are issues of budgeting. EPA must be able to tell approximately how much it will take for the reclamation to be done, even before the mining starts. Now, it is possible for some figures to be estimated, and then at the end of the day, that figure will not be enough to reclaim the land. So some kind of thinking will have to go into it. But the question here is that under this particular arrangement, many of them did not even put in reclamation bond. As I speak to you, we are now insisting that they put in reclamation bonds.
So, Minister, over here, I just want to understand something. Do we lack capacity in the assessment of the costs? Or what is it? Because if EPA is not able to estimate correctly how much it will cost us to reclaim a portion of parcel given to a particular small-scale miner, then it means that there is some bit of capacity issues. Because
I have to reframe my comment or my. It's not the case that anytime you do estimate, you get it right. It's not the case. So largely, it's because they were not placing these bonds. And that was the issue that was raised. And we are saying that now there's some improvement in that respect. If you look at the 2024 submission.
Yeah, I can see you are partially working on this particular issue. But then, with the issue of Galamsey we have in this country, I believe that if EPA is able to do this important assignment of getting the estimates, at least even 80%, 90%, we won't have all these degradation of the environment, because if we have these bonds secured for reclamation of these lands, I do not think we would have issues, because even when the small-scale miner runs away, we have enough in the bond to take care of the land. So that is an area I feel that we should do more. If EPA should start acting, we won't be talking about Galamsey, because we have enough security to take care of the damage that the small scale will leave for us. So I think EPA should do more. And Minister, let me bring in this one, then you can just answer, then we can move on. Do you think we need reforms to the bond system so that it will make it easy for these small-scale miners to comply? Because if there are reforms such that a small-scale miner, based on its capacity, is able to pay, then we shouldn't have a problem. So tell us if there are any reforms you think can help make compliance easier for small-scale miners. Then we won't have this issue of Galamsey lingering around and people, communities complaining and all that.
Chairman, sometimes I get confused when some of these issues are raised. Galamsey, small-scale mining, and all of that. And we said here that there are people who hold certificates and pretend to have it from Minerals Commission, but they haven't gone through the process. We classify them as illegal miners. And so these are some of the people who don't even have time to go to EPA to go and put their bond there. So the challenge starts with how they acquire the lands. That's one set. Another set is those who will not even come to Mineral Commission. They won't go anywhere. They just take their equipment, arrange with some landowners, and then they start. That is pure Galamsey scenario. And these are criminals. And if the law works, we must deal with them. But we need now to bring them on board and see how we can license them and move on. That's the way to go.
All right, Honorable Minister, we go to the next one. Is Honorable Cletus who will ask that question, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Minister, this report or infraction, it has to do with the capacity of your district officers. It was detected that your officers do not have the capacity to prepare plans for monitoring with regards to environmental risks. Can you talk to this?
Yeah, so that was a legitimate issue that was raised, and it's been addressed, and we continue to improve upon it.
Address it, Minister.
Of course, so addressing it means that getting the requisite expertise and people with the necessary backgrounds to handle the specific areas that we want them to handle. And so we are now taking more geologists, we are taking more engineers, and we are also giving them in-house training.
Thank you, Minister.
All right, the next one is by Honorable Nase. It's 2G.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Minister, this next infraction is about inadequate strategies to address structural, human resources, and logistics gaps to enhance monitoring. I'm very particular about the minimization of environmental degradation. So it said that the district mining committees were either not in place or inaugurated. Please, may I know how far you've gone with this?
Yeah, so by the close of 2024, all the district management committees were inaugurated. and they were functional.
I think the auditors. Because we are, it's conflicting to what the auditors have written here. Auditors, please can you confirm to what the minister is saying?
Honorable Chair, when you look at what we have indicated in the report, we are saying that 20 out of 24 district mining committees at the 3 mining areas we visited were not functional. 3 out of the 5 DMCs in Takwa were not functional, while 10 out of the 11 DMCs in Obuasi were not functional. At Akemoda, 7 out of 8 DMCs were also not functional. And the DMCs in the 3 mining areas, as we have them in the appendix. Officials of the Minerals Commission indicated that the 20 DMCs were not functional because the district assemblies did not have the resources to fund the committee's operations. So yes, they have been inaugurated, but we're looking at how functional they are.
Yeah, so the functionality of the district management committees is a joint responsibility between Minerals Commission and the district assemblies. Now, at the end of 2024, they were all inaugurated. As to their functionality, it will be difficult for me to speak to it. But what I do know is that their tenure expired. And so we are now going through a process of getting new ones starting from this year.
Minister, 10 months, mining is going on. District mining committees have not been set up. And it's a topical issue now. And you've not set up these committees.
You mean
I'm very particular about environmental degradation, Minister.
Are you saying that not setting them up is a topical issue? Or what is topical here?
Minister, you are here to answer questions from the committee, not to ask me a question.
But I ask for clarification.
No. Chairman, you are here to answer questions from me as a member of the committee.
Perfect.
But not for you to ask me a question.
My brother, I've been here, and you can ask a question for clarification.
What is topical is mining.
Exactly.
What is topical is mining.
Yes.
And we need these committees.
Yes, so what we are saying is that by close of 2024, all of them had expired. Now, some also expired this year around June, okay? But like I said earlier, we have put in place a system, and some of them, as I speak to you, we are just about, integrating them. Don't forget that these are chaired by the DCs. It took time for DCs to be brought on board and many other things. Now, in place of your concern, your concern is that once they were not there, environmental degradation was taking place. Minerals Commission and EPA were strengthened to ensure that there was effective monitoring. And the Inspectorate Division was asked to take up some of these responsibilities whilst we put in place the committees. So it was not as if we went to sleep and left it like that. We had put in place a stop measure to ensure that our eyes were on the cake.
Minister, I think the good people of Ghana would like to know some timelines from you. With the speed with which you revoke licenses, I think you should use the same speed to inaugurate and make sure that these committees are functional. So we need some timelines, please.
I'm happy you are concerned about this, and we can assure you that within the first quarter of next year, we would have put all this in place. But I'm telling you that in place of these management committees, we have put in place a system, and that system is working. Whilst we try to get these committees back, we were swift in canceling those small-scale mining licenses because there was some wrongdoing, and we thought that we should do the right thing.
He's answered your question, right?
Yes, please, I'm done.
Okay. The next one is Honorable Kinney, and it's on paragraph 2H.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Minister, this has to do with strategies to address human resource and facility gaps within EPA not fully being implemented as at then. Districts and area offices of EPA did not have enough staff as well as office accommodation to carry out their operations. The agency was yet to complete its staff establishment to enable it recruit new staff. How far have you gone about this? Thank you.
I think I in my earlier submission, I answered it. I said EPA was recruiting some temporary staff and training them to go and take up these places. And that was when I referred to the deputy minister, who is my in-law, that he should do well and give us clearance so that they can get more permanent staff.
The Honorable Minister, how far has this improved on your operations?
Yes, obviously, if we're able to get all our offices equipped with the necessary human as well as logistical resources, we will be able to effectively manage some of these issues. So we are thinking that from now up to the first quarter of next year, we should be able to fully implement this, because then we'll have officers in all the districts to help us in this respect.
I wish you well and thank you very much.
I'm grateful.
The next one is Honorable Adam Agbana.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Minister, the issues identified includes the fact that small-scale miners were not well educated on compliance with sound environmental management. This report is for 2019. Since your entry into the ministry, can you brief the committee on what the ministry is doing to ensure that small-scale miners are given proper training by both the EPA and the Minerals Commission on sound environmental management?
Yes, so what I know is that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, using Minerals Commission, working with EPA, over the period organize some programs, training programs for small-scale miners. And we are also utilizing the Ghana Association of Small-Scale Group. They have very good leadership, and this leadership have taken their time to learn and to understand the environment very well. As I speak to you, just 3-4 days ago, I got a call from them that they were in Kumasi and providing some training and some support to small-scale miners. I think last week or so, they were in Bole area and they went to Upper West. So some serious education is taking place.
Mr. Chairman, just as a way of recommendation, just as it is with, say, the DVLA, where if you are a driver, before you acquire your license, you must demonstrate knowledge, enough knowledge of the field. Shouldn't that process of education be tied to the license acquisition process?
Honorable, a very laudable suggestion, but the two are not the same. You have a situation where young men and women wake up early morning and they are in the bush mining. And it's been difficult to control them. And you're talking about huge numbers. So for me, we should go to them, sit with them, take them through the process. But even as we take them through the process and license them, we must provide them with education continuously. So the process must start from the very beginning when they are looking for the licenses, and it should continue because the whole environment is so dynamic. For instance, at a point they were allowing people to use mercury. Now we don't allow people to use mercury. So there are new technologies. You have to teach them those new technologies. So your advice, well noted.
Honorable Minister, thank you very much for coming to Public Accounts Committee. You are discharged.
So I'm grateful. Thank you.
I, Thomas Sampson,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
and
nothing but the truth.
nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please introduce yourself to the committee, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Thomas Sampson, the Deputy Minister for Finance.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Richard Chunebo-Akodua. I'm the Director for Research, National Development Planning Commission.
Thank you. My name is Jemila Tusoye Niseidu, Senior Internal Auditor, National Development Planning Commission.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Tufo, NDPC Head of Accounts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Michelle Fafa Agbenoto, Senior Information Officer and Head of Public Relations, NDPC.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chairman. My name is Nana Jumo Bene, CEO of Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. My name is Reginald Okai. I'm the Chief Finance Officer for Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. I'm Jaban Ane, Head of Internal Audit, MPRA.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. My name is Chris Buedi Mensah, CEO, MPRA.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairman. My name is Anthony Akwa, Director, Standards and Compliance, NPRA.
Okay. We'll be looking at your financial, that's National Pensions Regulatory Authority. You are here, right? Okay. We'll be looking at your financials, and Honorable Enim will start with that one.
Thank you, Chairman. MPRA, so we'll be considering your financial performance and financial position. For your financial performance, your bottom line improved from a surplus position of 25 million to 30 million in 2023. But I just want us to go through a few of the expenditure lines where I feel you had gone over a certain threshold here, because I'm looking at the increases you made in your revenue. And if you made a positive change of almost 34%, but then on your expenditure lines, you went over 91 and 40% and 37.3%. I want to understand.
Mr. Chairman, can you respectfully direct us to the paragraph you are?
So this is 1021 to 1029. Minister, are you there?
Not yet, but you can proceed.
Okay, so I just want to understand your goods and services. It went up by almost 40% from between 2022 and 2023. And then your other expenses, can you tell us what constitutes your other expenses? Since we don't really have a separate lines for the different expenditure items. So I'm looking at the two things, goods and services. Then on other expenses, what constitute your other expenses and why it went up by 92%?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the goods and services, it was due to the expansions of our offices across the country. So open other two zonal offices and also increase the capacity of the staff in other zonal offices. So that led to the goods and services increase.
And what about the other expenses? What expenditure lines come under other expenses?
So, Mr. Chairman, the other expenses, it has to do with the renovation of some of our existing offices across the zonal offices.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnut. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Abusiafo ya mu bibia kwaba e de ba Pensign Company Limited so edmaku a wo Ghana ha wakofa eduro nwanwaso e de abadwa so a eduro no eye nwanwade akese eduro ni din ne Semens Vital Herbal Mixture and Capsule eduro na ne mra na de agan no wudnam na oti agan a eduro yi e na mebe kanfo de amagana ni bia na se bibini bia se obenya bie na won so anonom na etimi aboa no sa ebro nwaso aye ka ho asemi Semens Vital Herbal Mixture ene ne capsules no eye aduru aye aduma wontini mu eduru yi uyo obi a sabi o mema sem eda fom tinkaja bema ne ntimi man mu so kra bema ne ntimi mpegya no ho uye bema sabi woni obehiem na sisia no wagye mu a Also a drawing ye can for the amount. A drawing ye draw ebe boama wintini netimi asore gina so ebe mamo je de fusane wo be manu mama be ma netimi asore gina so ye na watimi abo adwuma na ama o piafo obi bia sabi oni atenka so yo ba so ye be ma we here a draw cement vital herbal mixture and capsules anemna ne dia gan ne bi kona koto binom watenka ayira na te kokra kona koto bi no bi nanom na obehu sabi aduro no esi ye adwuma sifa afei wuye ne to nkyɛn sabi obi wɔ hɔnom a fitikom ɔwɔ ha paa kɛseɛ paa sɛ ɔyɛ ɔbaa na wokɔ mfikyire na sɛ wo menses na ɛma ɛbɛyi a aduro ɛbɛboa wo ɛyɛ cement vital herbal mixture kɔna kɔtɔ aduro no binom bɛma wo fitikɔ no bibia yɛ kama de ama wo afei so wote yaw ɛwɔ mfitikɔ mu a aduro ɛbɛboa wo ɛyɛ cement vital herbal mixture and capsule afei so obi wɔ hɔnom a sabi ɔwɔ akɔgya ne nan no na moja di etire we oba na otisa de bia hu moja no tie ni ye pa se moja no ye gon bright red we no ka se bright red a en na se do we betimi abo ma moja ni nyina to atwa e de ama okra afen so obi so a sabi ne to ase twetwe no we ni kan se sciatica wo sciatica e do betimi abo ama yaw ne twetwe na e wo ni nyina etimi ate akokra no e ye agan cement vital herbal mixture and capsules eduro no eye adwuma wɔ ntini mu na enuane no bi wɔ eduro wɔ mu a ɛboa pa ye friend nitric oxide say nitric oxide no wunya ɛba onipadua ma enti bi emu asi enti na akantare ɛba bebiem ɛba be hu ntini mu ama ntini mu atuma da wɔn modi atuma di afusane usisi ɛna ɛyɛ ya ye wɔ neurotransmitters a sonifri adwen no ho ɛna ɛba eno na se obi te yawa na se okọ pains bi mu a na sa neurotransmitter no etimi aba beboa ama pain na se yaw no etimi akofom edrei ewo nyanenwo bi wo mu a etimi release neurotransmitter ye fe no endorphin na sa endorphin ne ba se usisi na yaw yaw na wote no ewo usisi mu no edrei eba be stop ni nyina yisu dopamine na be yi yaw ni nyina firi ho ko e de amount enti so sisi yo ya edure wo so nom agan cement vital herbal mixture and capsules edure age award yenim de ye ka ho asem no 2022 best waist pain product of the year 2023 edure age award efa sisi ya de ho 2024 ye sa hwe ni mu sa afie di anyim nyina so ye be sa age award no wo ye bema na wo pese unyina so no gina so peme wabla obenu maduro no sima kakra bi achi a fe number no a egu screen ase no o fe number na ye be no be kasa kama ni ato se do be sia no maduro no na emi na atumi aboa ama bibia ye kama ma o afen so ba bi abenya bi ato no ye di egu screen so memom tie ni ye pa se wo kumase ene ne patem wo store wo person to be ton a ba bi a edi kan PFA pharmacy New Road Junction wana PFA pharmacy o stock kese a obenya brand bi atu honum akwakoton afi Colinac ewo Ashtown oni Dani Herba obi nyina wa Ashtown ko ho Fredimens eso okeo ono so be ma obi ato afi so Sambora ewo Kagetia Gate 3 ne opposite pe edroi edra eba beboa eyi sa ho hawo nyina afi wa kwa ma o enti pe bi akiri kwan to agan a etrese ejan no pebito na enkototin ema na so nyawa ho den pepepe edama.
Hey there and welcome to Streets We Day. On this episode we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your first say? Okay. Inti your first question no one say we share Gino adverts na. Omo onyumbi ende no omo kan bibi wo ho. Omukade.
No, my Chris. Hi. Ananya no.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me catch me. Gino bibi. Wait me catch me.
Oh, nothing you wanna.
But you want to mean Gino.
Me too bad. Anyway, na nure bi kakla.
Wow. I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino.
Gino.
Tomatoes.
peppers. And yeah, the onion, na pepper wom, bibia wom. What the bunch of love for no did you know me about your love?
Gino.
Perfume rice. I know I perfume rice. Different ones, Swaba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there. Gino.
As for that, the perfume rice, no papa ni and
Welcome to another episode of ABC Telesale. We're here to interact with SMEs, businesses, to strive on our channels.
A show that will be showcasing different businesses in your community. Today we are in Osu, and joining us will be Mr. Glover himself at Glover's Pizza. Hello.
Hi.
Good day, sir.
Hey, good afternoon.
Okay, so today we'll just be talking about your business. Okay. Aren't you excited?
Very, very excited, you know.
This is just going to be a short interview. We'll need your menu. What do we do? How do we locate you?
Okay, so Glover's Pizza is a place where we do delicious pizzas, and not only pizzas, but we are into other food also. We do a whole lot of rice dishes, banku, and the other side with tilapia and okra as well. And
pizza and meals.
Very good. So gloverspizza.meals, that is the name.
So we'd like to know more about your menu. I'm very interested. What do you offer?
Okay, so we have special servings. So when it comes to something like birthday, we have birthday packages, and then we have people who also they want to just buy in bulk. Yeah. So we just place the order and then just serve you as you want.
But what exactly are we getting?
Correct.
The banku and what?
Yes, so with the banku and oil-free okra, that is the special thing Glover's is much particular about. Okay. Because most people, you know, eating oil day in and day out, you know, brings a lot of, you know,
that's true.
Yeah, sickness.
So you can get it every day?
Yeah, so in the every day, that one is every day. We are serving that one every day. Okay. So within the banku and oil-free okra, we have crab, we have tilapia, we have tolo beef, we have wele. And then people who also want to add snail, we also add snail to it.
God bless you.
Yes, you know, so it's something special we do. And then when it comes to the daily service, we have people who always order for jollof and chicken or chicken wings.
Let's think about something for a second. What if I'm a new person? What would you recommend? What's the best food you recommend?
Yes, for me, are you a pizza person?
I'm an everything person.
Correct. So I would recommend my pizza for you to try. So moving from the pizza, then I also tell you to try the banku and oil-free okra. You say Glover's Pizza, your taste is our preference. So you're just going to try it and see how special.
Clacky. This is such a lovely display. Can you tell us what we have here?
Okay, thank you. So right here we have the pizza here.
Okay.
Okay, so this is actually chicken pizza. Okay, so it's really, really nice.
But I tasted sausages in there as well.
Yeah, so we have people who also want to, because it's chicken sausage, they want us to mix it with it.
Okay.
So you're going to get some flavor as well.
I like that.
Yes, and then there you have the oil-free okra with the banku.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, and then we have the jollof and then chicken wings, spicy chicken wings. With the chicken wings, some don't like it very hot.
Yeah.
They have the mild one.
I like it spicy.
Very spicy.
Remember,
so this is for you. This is for you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we have the banku and then grilled tilapia.
Okay.
Okay. So it's also very juicy. Yes, when we serve like this, we want our customers to always have the satisfaction in eating from Glover's Pizza.
Just by the display.
That is it. So that's there, the banku and tilapia, that is 80 cedis per plate. And then we have the jollof and chicken wings with the 65. With the banku and oil-free okra, inside the okra we have fresh tilapia, which is well seasoned and cooked well, very spicy. We have crab, we have wele, solo beef.
So there you have it. Make it a point to come to Glover's Pizza and Meals to enjoy this beautiful display.
You know, as a team, you know, together everyone achieve more, you know. So I have a supportive lady in the kitchen who also helps me in the kitchen.
Hi, chef.
Hello.
Okay, so your name?
Comfort Nama Uswa.
Comfort Nama Uswa.
Of course.
Hey, it's Comfortinho. Oh, that's so nice.
Of course.
We are so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I see that you are available for walk-in and dine-ins. Can you elaborate? Do you also do deliveries?
Yes, I do deliveries.
Okay.
Yes, and we have people who also want a conducive place to sit and eat. So we have a place here you can sit and then you just eat any food at all you want to, you know, enjoy.
Let's put your contact out here.
So 0541 793637 and then 0272 611056.
And your social media.
Social media handle. So on YouTube, you can subscribe at Glover's Pizza. On TikTok at Glover's Pizza, IG at Glover's Pizza, and then on Facebook at Glover's Pizza.
Okay, and your location again?
Okay, so you can locate us in Osu on the Sechasqui Street, near Downwell Insurance Company.
All right, thank you very much.
We are at KA Adinyame Building and Construction Limited. So for those of you who want to get your building constructed for you, those of you who want anything construction, then listen, just keep your dial on. We'll get inside to know more about them. Big man, but you'll be able to there. But your friend,
but your friend Mr. Free. But I'm CEO.
No, you see you.
Yes, of course.
Hey, and I'm a beefy pa. A day teach you pa na moye. Ewa.
Okay, Kaya Nyame Building Construction say ya ba say be boa amanfo. Won say de ntia ye kan obu ho a wo Ghana wo ha dan bo si ne firu aka kire ne se tu na ne ba fra buruchire ba abla bokin akra ne ba ni mo. Ane na me fato won say esa na say omom ha dan na efiru atiti omfa ahudie so. Ane ntina Kaya Nyame Building Construction ba say be bo mo a omo ha dan ene omo ni bi. From 2019 above GA2 mu no yaye nyuma bebre yaye bi won Kokko main road yaye bi wo Winiba yaye bi wo Mankasim yaye bi wo Okobie yefra bi Jankufa yaye bi wo Sekretia Drobo North Tamale Bimbila Yandi yaye bi bebre ye de ne se wo asase na afre yen ye baba be si dan na ma ne ya ma mfie num na de atwatwa sasa asase na wakra ha by registration 500 cedis enka ni sika 5 million. Say will be to say Asante region, Eastern region, voter region registration here 700 cedis. And a bit to say Tamale, Uti region, Bolega, BA, Honor deny 1,000. That was Ankaniska 10 million. We have registration here, but show us as no. The entire we have registration no. Almost as be any materials here, dear Swagima. Obesi Dambo on a cracking a bum. Obesi Dambo, once to our plaster than a winner down on a free. Because asasibu asasene entin wom asasibu ha insofri asasene moba asasibu ha sloping wom and into na be registration ne akwakohwe ne etima ye quality job amount se unpa no wa asasene na ye kana ye estimate ni na wi a total cost of 100 million obetu 1,500 at was here. That's initial deposit of 15% of the total cost. It will 15% in we are the akano yeah ma fie poly enum. But he has start to adwuma na bosom bia betria
enti sir a dining in estimate near 100,000 at sika 1 billion obetua emu 15% down payment and sana mo be share adwumadie na se na 15% no architectural planning e wo man na
architectural plan bibia to finishing until otua 15% na ya start adwuma na ye koni na bosom bia so betua o man prepayment no until 1 year na ebe we adwuma na saka 4 good years yes o de oditua until no ya siudana ma wawie ama okinya wutim but na ka 4 good years ya so de oditua the remaining one
na mia ben na motumi aye ewie a nipa no etin betumi a kire videos kakra
je see akra me no kasa no Winiba akra da ka finishing me no kasa Kokko audience so almost done but Manya anasa masama district in mono ya complete better kula you see amount for team o ko bi se pon katamanso a amo american de omunim pa pon katamanso beach ni ho ba bia ye beach no ya wi omo so de a o ya hand can omo so team bibia Eti esan say your boss ebe bo amuntin bibi here wa just come to the office na ye ma further details and as further explanation.
Opening answer na yebe sorry so no asem we ehun hia ahwefo pa empempi you know also mo de nkofo de omo edan edema form na nyama omo you see materials bi a ensheda ehun nya den na cement enkodan ni mu KA Ajinyame Building and Construction Limited no den na wobetumi aka kire wo a wuti omo say mu ndi sa adwuma no
yo me da se onia won yes kramobone am yahu kramopa ana etumla na ya kire usie nti no ene nti ne aba no ye adwuma ya ma okwan bla behwe adwuma no ayeye no other company bi wa na former bi wa wo ye adwuma ma no say oh me dey mate contract nti mensi ho there be esan so on person the material papa be ye adwuma ma nti o se mema ho ye de ye adwuma 24/7 uhu bibi na wo mpa frempanimfo na yensesa ne ma ne ma ne nya wakoma so ade ma ho K Ajinyame Building Construction one crime. Your office ni baby aka akra ho. And once over break my kef. Udru careful KFC or your taxi or your trot floor. Bibia befa bia no also over Joma Market. Udu Joma Market here. Akwala crowd over your office. Your number also is 0241 450947. And yes answer bet my friend 0557 256966.
What's some a chat to cry I did edema washofo.
Masima chat to ni na say Gani betu K Ajinyame Construction. Obehu ya TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, baby bia all social media, bo K Ajinyame Building Construction. Na behu e anya sanso www.kajinyameborders.com and so obehu ye.
That is what you heard the CEO of KA Ajinyame Building and Construction Limited. So they are into building and construction. All that they are saying is that when you have a land and you want to build your preferred property or your preferred building, probably this is a building that you've been dreaming to build, but the funds are not there yet. Come to them, do a few registration with them if you're in Accra. I mean, wherever you are in Ghana, they would come and build it for you anywhere, anytime, any day. And this is what you have to do. Just come, pay an initial deposit of the building you want to buy. They have the architectural plan they want to show to you. You have to pay a 15% down payment and your building will be built for you. This is Telesale right here on ABC News. My name is Hansen.
Right, so today we are at Arena, Kantamanto Arena, Adon Trading Agency, the dealers in industrial and domestic plumbing and then general goods. All your plumbing needs in your house, in your offices, your home, wherever you are. It is Adon Trading Agency. They are your one-stop shop for you. As if you are, so Adon Trading Agency, here in
Adon Trading, we've got all your industrial plumbing and domestic plumbing covered. We have all the quality products for the right job, being it PVC pipes, PPR pipes, and when we go into the industrial sector too, we have the galvanized pipes, steel pipes, stainless pipes with the fittings and everything. And we deal with quality too. And we have innovative minds that even if you bring a sketch, we are able to put things together to help you solve your problem. We have engineers that maybe there is a water pump somewhere or they are doing a water station somewhere where there will be distributions. All they know is the drawings on the paper. So we just help you fix things together, show you what is supposed to be where, and then we help you solve your problem.
Okay, so apart from industries, can individual also walk in to say that, okay, my pipe is broken at my home, I want to change it and all of that?
Yes, we have all that. If you have a problem with your taps or anything, being it if you have to change your valves or the taps, the sinks, whatever, we do all those things, yes.
But you hear the one has layout for Sabia, the train from the main source Sabia dam. Now you distribute Abba communities no more use. This is the main one where twins if you are about this setup in the yana say was okay. The man on single back. But say obi ba na say be up say you see man no anka de kwa it makes share send ya say na e da man to kwa na madwuma na easy amano.
Me who other things I wa no so bit my boss wa chen kakra na you.
This is a ball valve, air valve.
Air
valve. Mostly you use say be a gas line and I say be a water line and I say petroleum line. The one is open and closure valve. So this one is also used at water tank cars.
Okay.
We na mo de share it in so be a na so the tank mu aba no. Say be a lines no say governance pipes say we and no be use etwa other lines no. But we try any trade one no. When a machine e dice ano e twa trade one no.
Besides be obi here be obi nya bi wa no.
We see pressure testing machine. Right. Obi esi ni fie we na say be only leakage baby a we udi we kwa medum from the main source na mo di nsuo go na amo pompe nti e pompe a baby a leakage one nsuo no be pompe up small honum say na be obe chese that side ni pe na wa ye adwuma no either than say obe ye be chese dan ni na na and say trace the source no.
So this is the end of breaking your building to identify where leakages are. This is the right tool to use.
So the pipes to there were more types or there were normal ones way more.
Yeah.
For normal if you burger proofs ne barristers.
Okay.
It means normal ones way more higher. And there were heavy ones way more. Mostly for petroleum. We no the share from the underground they connect it filling stations are layout na for na connect ma we na fuel and from no. We na use work.
Right. To be up any of these things they should come to where Adom trading agency.
Quantity open be a benyamo hasi. Baby I will be asked between more say water male or Accra water crowd baby will be a bit me a distributed that bro.
We have all the quality products for the right job. Just contact us at Adom Trading. We are at Accra, Ayalolo, Arena. We are in the same building with Fidelity Bank. Our numbers are 0244 26 4000.
Thank you so much. So this has been ABC Telesale with Adom Trading Agency. Their numbers are below the screens. This is your one-stop shop for all your plumbing work. So industries, individuals, people into building, come to Adom Trading Agency here at Arena, right in the heart of Cantamanto, and get everything that you need. We'll come your way again to another shop. Catch us live.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
General One project, there was some sort of management fees that came out of that one. And because that is separate from our core gift, that was put on a separate line. And that's the line that you refer to.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, you are discharged.
Thank you.
With your team.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are grateful.
Minister, respectfully, we are going to look at the performance audit on the procurement and maintenance of medical equipment in teaching hospitals. The health minister is here, but we need technical staff from Ministry of Finance too. So respectfully, if you can let them come and sit to support. Yes. Thank you.
Clerk, have they been sworn in? Okay, if they could get up and take their oath, please.
I,
Dr. Isibedu,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Honorable Minister, could you introduce yourself and the people with you, if they could also introduce themselves?
So everybody should be ready to introduce themselves. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am Grace Ayensu Dankwa, the MP for Esika-Duketan constituency in the Western region, and also the Deputy Minister of Health, representing my Minister for Health today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Abubakar Bawa Abdullahi, CEO of Tamale Teaching Hospital.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair. My name is Wilfred Ado, Director, Internal Audit, Ministry of Health.
My name is Elvis Anaba, Director of Finance, Ministry of Health.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. My name is Dr. Parkway Sibedu, CEO, Confanoche Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon. My name is Kofintia Samoa, Deputy Director, Internal Audit, Confanoche Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. My name is Nana Yim Are Abebio, Director of Finance, Confanoche Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Fred Ifayeboa, Director of Administration, Confanoche Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. My name is Hinta Manimbro, Acting CEO, Whole Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon, Chair. I'm Osaibo Edward Bodu, Head of Auditing, Head of Internal Audit, Old Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon, Chair. I'm Dr. Emmanuel Senakwisi-Donko, Director Administration, Tamale Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is George Tete, the Director of Administration, Whole Teaching Hospital.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Engineer Samuel Tete, Head of Engineering, Tamale Teaching Hospital.
Okay, Honorable Minister, this is a performance audit of the Auditor General on the procurement and maintenance of medical equipment in teaching hospitals. And we have a few questions here to ask. It says, reason for the audit. The World Health Organization defines medical equipment as an instrument, apparatus, or machine that is used in prevention, diagnosis, or treatment of the illness or disease, or for detecting, measuring, restoring, correcting, or modifying the structure or functions of the body for some health purposes. This medical equipment require calibration, maintenance, repair, user training, decommissioning, and activity usually managed by the clinical engineers. So now let's go to some of the audit functions.
Thank you. The auditors are telling us that the teaching hospitals are supposed to carry out equipment needs assessments before they prepare their procurement plans, because that will be the basis on which they can purchase equipment. But they noted that from the procurement plans, from contract documents, and way bills, the hospitals procured certain equipments, but none were functioning, and there was a need for replacements. They mentioned a couple of the hospitals. There's Kolebu, and there's Kolebu. Specifically, there's Kolebu, and also at the laboratory department, there's Comfort Anoche, and at the radiology department, there's Whole Teaching Hospital. And so can you share with us the processes that leads to, one, identifying the equipment that you need, and also when you buy them, operating them in such a way that the objective for which you purchase them are realized? Because the auditors are saying that you bought some of the equipment and some were not functioning, and there was a need for replacement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think that the auditor's findings are correct. And we have all our CEOs of our teaching hospitals here. And because some of the questions are hospital specific, because it's not universal for all the hospitals, they will chip in as I take over the ministerial position on the specific issue. Honorable Chair, when it comes to medical equipment, we have two types of medical equipment. We have basic equipment, which is like blood pressure cuffs and maybe less capital intensive equipment. Those equipments can be purchased by the hospital themselves. Then we have another set of equipments that are the high value equipment. These are the big machines, the most expensive ones, which is like the MRI, fluoroscopy, you're looking at CT scans. Even with CT scans, there are different levels. The cutting, some of them is 120 something cut and gives you finer view of the inside of the body. Those equipment are very expensive or capital intensive. And so those equipments are equipments that normally is expected to come from the Ministry of Health. But on the issue of Kolebu, I will let the CEO of the Kolebu take over some of the specific questions, and then I'll come in when it's more universal, where I can cover all the CEOs. Thank you.
Specific issue with Kolebu. Sorry? Yes.
Because the specifics.
Well, if you have the document,
Can support them, Kolebu, please. It's about the laboratory equipment.
Kolebu,
So
yes,
can you
it's
speak
at
on
the
it, please?
radiology department, 2
lab.
MRI
Exactly.
machines. At Confanoche is the laboratory department. At Whole Teaching Hospital, the radiology department. Yes. The auditors are saying that, 1, did you do a needs assessment before buying these equipment? And then 2, they realized that even though you have bought certain equipment, these equipments are not functioning.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair. As at the time of the audit, the machine had
Please, who
broken
is
down.
this? Kolebu or?
Yes, Kolebu.
Kolebu.
Yes.
Okay.
As at the
Please,
time of.
have you taken the oath?
Yes.
Kolebu?
Yeah.
No, because I think when they were doing it, you were not here. So respectfully,
Yes, Honorable Chair, thank you so much. For Confanoche Teaching Hospital, at the time of the audit, it was indicated that we had 1 blood gas analyzer. We had 3 CT scans that were not functioning, MRI that was not functioning. But currently, as we speak, the MRI we have is working and also under planned preventive maintenance, and which we are adhering to. Of the 3 CT scans, 1 is working, the other one is...
please, can we swear them in quickly and then you continue?
Yes, Honorable.
I,
Dr. Emmanuel Lloyd Baffo,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Please introduce yourself to the committee. Munir Al-Hassan, Director of Administration.
Dr. Emmanuel Lloyd Baffo, Head of Biomedical Engineering Unit.
Cynthia Fremejachi, Acting Director, General Service.
Please, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you. So as I indicated, we have 1 MRI machine that was installed in 2012. So it's over 13 years and it's working at fault. Working at fault means today is working, tomorrow is down. And that's why I'm sure at the time of the audit, it wasn't working. This is something we've been grappling with. We have 3 CT scan machines. Only 1 is working currently. We're trying to bring up the second one. And currently we have engineers working on that. Something like cardiac catheterization lab, cath lab, for 70 years that Confanoche has been in existence, we've never had 1. And those are, if I get heart attack right now, before I'm referred to UGMC, that has a cath lab or the bank hospital, I'll be dead in transit. And I'm using myself as an example. I don't want to die anyway. So these are the real challenges.
How much does this equipment you are talking about cost?
So the cath lab, from our last estimate, and we're working with the ministry to provide it, it ranges between 1.5 million to $2 million US dollars. And this is way above, yes, so definitely it may have to. And most of these equipment, CT scan, MRI, as my honorable minister indicated, are capital intensive to acquire them, and they are above the budget of all the hospitals gathered here. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to contribute to the cath lab. Recently, we had an issue with one of our medical doctors who passed away from a cardiac problem and needed a cardiac catheterization. A cardiac catheterization is a procedure that happens when somebody's having a heart attack. Basically, the vessels around the heart is blocked. So there's a procedure where you can put a stent through and open up the vessel, and that is what we do in a cath lab. After the death of that physician, who is one of our colleagues, it became a national issue, and the issue was brought up to the presidency and also up to the ministry through to the presidency. So currently we're working on getting at least 2 or maybe maximum 4 cath labs in the country. The equipment for cath labs are not equipment that you just go off the market and buy. Some of them have to be configured for specific projects or specific spaces or specific patients. So we have already contracted companies that are manufacturing these equipment. So hopefully soon, I don't want to put a specific timeline, at least we'll have one properly functioning cardiac catheterization lab in this country, and hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll have 4 functioning cardiac catheterization labs so we can avoid these preventable deaths when it comes to heart attack and strokes and other medical conditions. Thank you.
So, Madam, so if you say there are plans in place, were they budgeted for? Are these projects contained in the budget? Do they find expression in the budget? I want to understand that.
Thank you. I believe that the minister we had discussed with the finance ministry, and because it has become an emergency, this is an emergency procedure. So I think that they have found some funds, at least to give us one cardiac catheterization lab in this country that is functional. And thankfully for us also, the Mahama Cares, which is a Ghana Medical Trust Fund, is specifically dealing with this issue because they are dealing with non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases are high blood pressure, diabetes, cancers, people with high cholesterol. So the people with high cholesterol are mainly the ones who end up blocking their arteries where the blood flows. So there's a huge need. 43% of all mortalities in Ghana is from these non-communicable diseases. So the Mahama Care Trust Fund has been put aside specifically for that. The bill has been passed. It has been assented to by the president. We have a fund manager or a CEO of the Mahama Fund. The Mahama Fund, we have a board now that has been sworn in, and they're actually going around the country to specifically do this needs assessment issues that we are discussing. I know for sure they have finished the Western region, and all the teaching hospitals as well as regional hospitals have been assessed for some of these equipment, because mainly these equipment are usually for people with non-communicable diseases. And so the work's in place and we'll purchase them.
They work with the teaching hospitals so that they don't end up providing new needs assessments requirements, because I'm sure they already have their equipment needs. And so please let them work with, let the trust fund work with the already equipment needs assessments in place so that we can quicken things up as it is. So thank you. So So we also have whole teaching hospital. DS had to do with radiology and some 2 CT scans, 2 fluoroscopy, and 2 mammography machines. So if they can also speak to that.
Honorable Chairperson, we have 2 CT scan machines that are currently functional, 1 mammogram machine that is fully functional, 1 fluoroscopy machine that is now having an obsolete part which the original equipment manufacturer is not able to produce that part for repairs. We also have 1 MRI machine that was installed in 2013, had some challenges and had demagnetization and has been decommissioned now from 2017. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I heard the Prof. or Doc say that there's 1 machine that they cannot even find the parts. Many a time, we tend to have the very old or obsolete version of equipment in this country, such that sometimes when you take reports from here, using a known, let me choose, say, a mammogram machine. You take reports from here to, and then they still have doubts because sometimes the equipment are obsolete, like Prof. or Doc said, and you are not able to reconcile. How come we tend to have the machines that are 30, 40 years old that the manufacturers, for lack of a better word, do not want, and they find their place in our country, but yet the prices at which we buy them are almost the same as the new ones?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I completely agree with you. The last retooling that was done in this country was in 2014. So since 2014, there has not been any retooling. In the last 8 years, there has been absolutely no retooling for our hospitals. So it is not surprising to us that we came to meet old equipment that had run out of warranties. We came to meet old equipment that did not even have service agreements, nor did they even have spare parts. So we are not surprised.
Doc said the machines are 30 years old, so it transcends 8 years. So all I want is solutions, because he said it goes beyond 30 years, if I heard him right. Some are 30 years old. That was what you said. Yes, you said...
I think it was Confanochi that shared that information.
Yes, and for some of, no, and for even some of them, you don't even have what? The spare parts, meaning they are out of the system. And these equipments don't go out of the system in 8 years, in 10 years. No, it takes quite some time before, at least, if you can't find the parts, meaning they've stopped producing it, they started producing about 30 or so years ago. So that is the issue here. All I'm asking is, why is it so? And then you have assured us already through the Mahama Trust Care Fund that, but this is also a reality, that we tend to have obsolete equipment that goes beyond 8 years, that goes beyond 10 years, that goes beyond 15 years. So that is what I hope that we will address, that moving forward, the new machines that the trust fund is going to buy for us will be current machines, state-of-the-art machines, not machines that are 5, 6 years old already, and so we go and buy them, and in no time, when they are phasing out, it becomes difficult for us to get parts. So that if we are going to spend so much money through that fund, we should get, if we are buying it in 2025, hopefully we should get the 2025, 2024 model that will serve us for another 10, 15, 20 years before, when anything goes wrong, we don't seem to find the parts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's precisely what I was trying to tell you, because the last retooling was in 2014. So 2014 to 2025, that is precisely the equipment they are talking about. The equipment that we are using today, equipment we procured in 2014. So before we get to where we're going, we have to know where we are today. And that where we are today is that needs assessment. We have done the needs assessment. Individual hospitals, teaching hospitals have done it. The government through Mahama Cares have done it. And we are combining the two needs assessments. Thankfully, we have decided actually as a country now to maybe the high value equipment to do a central procurement. Because once we do central procurement, I think we can also do proper standardization. We can use economics of scale. We can use pooled resources to get the equipment, the best equipment at good prices, and also to get it with good maintenance or warranties or extended warranties, and even maybe negotiate better to find companies that have in-country reps that would also be available to maintain these equipment. So we are completely on course, and soon all the retooling will take place, and most of these hospitals will get the modern 2025 versions of the equipments they need so that our people will have good health in Ghana. Thank you.
Minister, there was also a query raised in respect of the fact that Kolebu had a radiography machine, but they did not have the skilled person to use it, a radiographer. And so the machine was there, but it wasn't being used. Kolebu, can you, well, that's according to the auditors.
No, the human resource, that's the radiographers. We, just like the nurses and doctors, they are also, they are, as we speak, they are on their way out. However, we're able to employ some, and that situation has resolved.
Now, at least you are utilizing yes, the equipment.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Minister, the big thing that I find from this report is the capacity to maintain medical equipment. And part of the report says training of biomedical engineers. Biomedical engineering units do not have the required expertise to repair and constantly maintain the medical equipment in the hospitals. Though the hospital strategic plans had outlined training for their biomedical engineers, these plans were only on paper and were not implemented to build the capacity of the engineers to handle the equipment. The hospitals resorted to the use of third-party vendors in lieu of the use of the biomedical engineers who were constantly on payrolls. What is the situation of the biomedical engineers now?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When you talk about biomedical engineering, I think the larger question is our lack of maintenance culture. So biomedical engineering will fall under that. But before we get to the biomedical engineers, we need to purchase equipment that do have service agreements. We need to purchase equipment that have warranties. If not just the 1-year warranty, even maybe extended warranties. Because it is out of that we can even get proper maintenance of these equipment. Yes, we need biomedical engineering. But Mr. Chair, even with the biomedical engineering, let me give you a scenario. Let's take, for instance, that you've gone to buy a Boeing 747 aircraft. Brand new Boeing 747 2025 brand. You have a biomedical engineer who can maintain your plane. But you know that Boeing will not give you all the secrets to how to maintain the equipment all the way. Boeing will only train you to a certain extent. And at some point, you need Boeing engineer to come from where Boeing is done to come and maintain that aircraft, because they won't give you, it is called trade secrets. They won't give you all your trade secrets. So as much as we are training biomedical engineers in Ghana, we still don't have the full extent for them to do everything about each of the machines. So regardless of how many biomedical engineers we train, which we continue to train, we continue to have in-service, we continue to even send some of them outside the country for special training, we still need to make sure that the purchaser of those equipment is purchasing from the right place, has gotten the proper warranty, if not extended warranty, and also built into the contract that the company should have in-country servicing so that once the biomedical engineer reaches a space where they can't go any further, then the company comes in and helps us with these machines. Lack of maintenance culture is one of our biggest problems in healthcare. We have inherited a very bad maintenance culture. For us to move forward and to fix that problem, even if we buy new equipment into the system, if we don't fix these systemic problems, which we continue to look at and we continue to fix, my minister is very, very passionate about this topic, and I am too. We need to get to a place where once our biomedical engineers are stuck, that there's a additional or supplemental work that can be done, and that comes from the initial procurement and the initial agreement to procure. And that is where some of the issues, inherent issues are. And we are hoping to remove those obstacles along the way as we make new procurement agreements. Thank you.
But Madam, when it comes to whole teaching hospital, for example, between 2018 and 2023, 80 to 90% of the maintenance was outsourced to a third party. And we are talking about, spending 137,000, 203,000, 754,000, 574,000, 776, even 1.8 million over the period on third-party vendors for the maintenance of medical equipment. Now, these vendors, if are they, these maintenance people, are they from outside the country or from Ghana?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think the system we have inherited, if you can indulge me to explain to you a little bit further. So the ministry will procure the equipment and take it to, for instance, whole teaching hospital. That's all the ministry will do. So the hospital now is required to find a vendor that will maintain that equipment, and it's individualized. So Ho will do its own vendor agreement, Confanochi will do its own vendor agreement, Kolibu will do its separate vendor agreement with individual vendors. And these vendors technically, for instance, again, Boeing 747, I bought it. It's in Ghana. The Boeing company usually has an agreement with another local company to service the equipment. Those are the vendors that the hospitals will have to go through and also sign agreements with them. What is currently happening is that each hospital is doing its own agreement. The agreements are not the same. It is different even though the equipment may be the same. Sometimes the equipment are not being the same. And that is why we have flagged as a ministry, and now we are looking at procuring from Central, which is the ministry, making sure our agreements are done properly, making sure that they have the warranties, extended warranties, and also that the companies itself will help us with maintenance so that even if we are having agreements with third-party vendors, those third-party vendors are universal throughout the system. That will build into the system proper standardization. And we can also monitor to make sure that the work that they are doing is done with best practices. Thank you.
Okay, Madam, I think the concern is the number of biomedical engineers that we have in this country, and whether or not they have the conditions to be working in hospitals. I mean, we have KNUST, they continue to produce a lot of biomedical engineers. Myself, I studied lab technology, and I should be working on labs and working in the labs and all of that. But there's a challenge. And the challenge is that we have not built a culture that is able to contain these engineers. For instance, my kid brother works for Philips. He's a biomedical engineer. And what happens in the industry practice now is that they lease the equipment to the hospitals. So these equipments are leased by these giant companies, Siemens, Philips, and all of that. Then they have their engineers who on a daily basis move from hospital to hospital and ensure that the machines are maintained. So yes, we can spend a lot of money, $2 million, $3 million, go and purchase these things. And because of the thing that you said about trade secrets and all of that, these companies are unwilling to deliver to you. Why is the government of Ghana not considering leasing these machines from these giant firms so that they can come and establish their repairs or maintenance units here, and on a daily basis, so when the machine breaks down, they are not making money. If the machine is working, they are making their money. And so they will ensure that at all times, the machines are working. They are replacing parts and making sure that the machines do not become obsolete in our country. I think it's a better solution to go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are agreeing with you 100%. That is precisely one of the issues on our table, which is to come with a PPP agreement. Maybe the equipment can even be loaned to the hospital. Maybe they can have some sort of a PPP agreement between the hospital, the ministry, and the hospital, so that, as you said, exactly the way you said it, that the companies themselves will bring the machines, they will maintain the machines themselves, and maybe the hospital can get a portion of it. But again, it's all about negotiation and how well we negotiate our position to make sure that our equipment are, one, well calibrated, because the calibration is also very important, so that if I stand on a scale in Kolebu and it says I'm 40 kilos, and I go to Konfanochi and I stand on the same scale, they will also say that I'm 40 kilos. And if I go to Ho, it's 40 kilos. So that what Madam Chair said about taking a mammogram from Ghana results to another country and it's not believable, we can also build into that system the proper calibrations of the equipment. So we are agreeing with you, and we are really looking into some of those agreements and see how best it will fit.
Madam, let me also bring to our attention one of the fundamental issues in the industry as we speak. And that is that the people that we employ to work on these machines, the biomedical lab persons, the lab technology persons, all of them, no, not even the engineers, but the personnel themselves to be administering this on the patients. They have a challenge. And the challenge is that they do not even have a proper way of being recruited into the Ghana Health Service. And I say this because a lot of my mates keep on, bringing this to my attention, that we need to raise this issue at the national stage. I think today is a perfect, just like we handle medical doctors and how we recruit them and attach that importance to them, just like we do for nurses. We need that level of attention for biomedical personnel who work in the hospitals. Usually, we have a lot of them, they are home because they don't have the process of getting into the system. It's a difficult thing to do. So what can the ministry say about this? So that, our colleagues who sit at home can get employed and also add to what the doctors and nurses are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On this issue of biomedical engineering, I think it's one of, for me, what I have noticed is one of our biggest problems in the health industry. Like you said, there's a lot of people at home. I've personally met with a lot of them. Most of they have the labor unions for biomedical engineering. There's 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Some of them are complaining that even when they are being put in the hospital to go and work as residency type programs. They are not allowing them to do it. Some of them are sitting at home 5, 6 years after they have graduated. There's the lab biomedical engineers, and then there's the university biomedical engineers. And it looks like there's some sort of a turf wars going on among the biomedical engineering group. So the ministry has engaged them. We are trying to figure out what the specific issues are and why some people have finished school and are home and are not part of a certain group, and this group is different from that group. So we are trying to find some sort of harmonization so that we can harmonize all of them, because I truly believe that no country can develop when they have biomedical engineers, or no health system can develop when your biomedical engineers are sitting at home. It is really one of the areas that I'm passionate about, and I've been engaging them since I got into the ministry. My minister is also passionate about it, and so he has tasked me to really go around and figure out what the exact problem is, so that the situation that you're talking about will be avoided. We can bring them into the system, and then they can help us with calibrating some of these machines or servicing the machines. But there's also the issue of spare parts. You know, most of these equipment are not manufactured here, not even in Africa. Most of them are from Europe or America. And so the spare parts are also very expensive. So one machine, like an MRI, which is that expensive, could break down because of one small part. And even the smaller the part, the more expensive it is. The small part that break up a whole MRI machine is more expensive. So we're even looking into things like mobile MRI. You know, elsewhere, they have equipments that are so expensive that they put them on like a mobile van. So the MRI will be, for instance, in one MRI in Accra, it will be in Kolebu on Mondays and Tuesdays. Then it will go to Ridge Hospital on Thursdays, because these equipments are not equipment you use every day. So it might not necessarily mean that every hospital should have an MRI machine. So we are really seriously looking into all these issues, and hopefully by next year, we will have a solid plan in place. Mahama Cares would have also finished its full Mahama Cares would have finished its needs assessment, and then between Mahama Cares and then the free primary health care program is also coming up. So between these two government flagship programs and the hospital needs assessment, we'll combine them and retool the hospitals as well. But there's also one thing that we need to talk about, the biomedical engineers.
Madam, I'm sorry. We have a few more questions for you.
Yes, but let me, if you can indulge me, please, about biomedical engineering. It's part of the NDC manifesto for 2025 to really build a biomedical engineering school, because sometimes what they lack is the skills lab. So the schools will teach them, but where they do the practicals and the skills lab is a little bit lacking. So we have included that in the manifesto, and I believe I spoke to the Ministry of Education, and he said he was either going to do that in Ho or UHAS, but I'm not sure where he said, so don't quote me on it. But we are really working on it. Thank you.
Madam, you have complicated matters, but you will allow you. Just for you to know that this is a committee of parliament, and everything you have said here is on records. I love the Mahama Care song that you are singing, and next year we'll play it back to you. Thank you very much.
Chairman, thank you very much. Chairman, at the heart of this report and this discussion are two things: procurement and maintenance of these high-value equipment for the hospitals. I look at page 8 of the report, Greater Bullet 2.5. That talks about the funding for the maintenance of these machines, and that is very critical. There is a table on page 9 that states the budget that you do for the maintenance of these equipment and the releases that you get for it, and that these maintenance ought to be funded through two sources of financing, GOG and IGF. Apart from WHO and say Konfanoti Teaching Hospital, Kolebu and Tamale Teaching Hospital had none. It is only Ho that had excesses of releases, if I'm right, looking at the table. 500,000, they had it. 400,000, they had a release of 600, they had. And even 1.8. For the last one of 2023, they had all the release for 1.8 million, but they only spent 446,000. That is just an outlier. But my question properly is this. If you procure all of these machines and looking at the payment structure that we have for services that are provided by these high-end machines in public hospitals, which cannot accommodate the actual funding for it, how do you expect that these hospitals, even having the greatest of biomedical engineers, be able to maintain these equipment and not come back here on the table talking about maintenance and procurement? Because that is very critical. If they are not able to recover the cost of services that they provide with these high-end machines, how do we expect them to maintain it? Looking at Kolebu had 0.0, Konfanoche had 0, and Tamale, that one, they actually do not even have a budget for them to have a release on it. That is per the book that I have in front of me. So how do you do that? And if one of the CEOs here probably will share how they probably would be able to help in this direction before even the minister also gets in, because the releases are scary. You can purchase it for them, but how do they maintain them with 0 releases for that? And them also not being able to charge the right prices because the people that go there, we that go there, cannot afford the actual prices. How are you going to help?
Honorable Chair, thank you. As my MP rightly indicated, it's about realistic charges. If you come to Konfanoche Teaching Hospital, we will have the same equipment as a private person. But because probably from the prices approved by Parliament, we are to take X amount. We can't go beyond that X amount. Our competitor, who is just across the street, is taking 3 times the X. So they are able to recover what they spend by weekends. And that is the issue. We have hospitals that are quasi-governments, and I won't mention names. They will go there, they'll tell you, this is the cost of the service. But because you cannot afford it, they have all the expertise. Go to Kolebu or go to Konfanoche, knowing very well, when you come to us, we can't say you can't pay for the services. Since we are public institutions, we are bound to take it. So one appeal we will also make, I'm sure to, I don't know which of the subcommittees of Parliament, those fixing the prices, sometimes if we can also be heard, so that each of these services will give you the realistic prices. Because if MRI is costing 3,000, 4,000, but then we are hamstringed into taking 1,000 cedis. Even before we use the service, we are in the negative, 3,000, 4,000 in the negative.
Currently, the Fees and Charges Act that will allow you to amend these prices have been brought to Parliament, so you can work with your minister. But I remember very well that usually with these fees and charges, you meet all the teaching hospitals and then they make a case. Once they make a case, you compile it, it is sent to Cabinet. If Cabinet agrees with it, they approve of it and they bring it back to the ministry for the ministry to submit it to Parliament through the subsidiary legislation. Currently, I know there is, and they've brought, well, the minister said they are bringing or they have brought, I'm not too sure, but I know there is a new fees and charges bill in the offing. So if you can work with them, it is not, even if they have submitted it to Parliament, it is not too late to make certain amendments. And so if it's justified, but I believe that what the public hospitals should be looking at is monies to be able to maintain them, not to charge at the same rate as the private hospitals, because for the private hospitals, they purchase it themselves. But for us, government gives it to us. And so the most important thing for us to do is to make sure we charge monies that are commensurate with the proper maintenance, so that when it goes bad or there's a fault, you will be in a position to maintain it. That is what we should look at. That is how we should look at it, and that is why it is called a public hospital. and not a private hospital. So we should also take that into consideration.
Honorable Chair, advice were well taken. Thank you.
Madam, just to let you know, I just had a text message about your analogy about 747. And it says very few people ever buy airplanes. The airlines will not, the air manufacturer will not sell you a personal plane. They all lease it. So, and then they will give you the guidelines. If the engine has a problem, this is the person who will repair it. So I just wanted to correct that. Nobody buys an airplane now. They lease it.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm guided, but it was just an example I was using just to clarify some of these issues. Thank you.
Go have answer your ask.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, on paragraph 109, I see a worrying trend here. The trend is with regard to the damage of the machines in the various health facilities. And anytime there's a breakdown of the machine, it goes with loss of revenue. So to take you back, in 2022, the CT scan machine at Tamale Teaching Hospital was down for 59 days, resulting in loss of revenue of 444,000. The X-ray machine was down for 21 days, leading to loss of revenue of 33,000. At Kolebu Teaching Hospital, in 2022, the CT scan machine was down for 243 days, resulting in loss of revenue of 1 million plus Ghana cedis. The MRI was down for 150 days, resulting in loss of revenue of 600,000 plus. Also in 2023, the mammography machine was down for 168 days, resulting in loss of revenue of 73,000 plus Ghana cedis. The MRI machine was down for 240 days, resulting in loss of revenue of 96,000, almost a million, 961, almost a million Ghana cedi. The CT scan was also down for 365 days, resulting in loss of revenue of 1,565,736.85. Cumulatively, let's sum this and look at the money this country is losing. I see a financial loss here. So who is to be held responsible? Which government?
Please, you can answer. It has a question, so you can answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable member, it is basically the same issues we are discussing. It has to do with the rot that we have inherited. And as we have discussed at this committee the last time I was here, governance is a continuum. We have noticed the rot and we are working on it. Again, it has to do with spare parts. Sometimes it is spare parts. The spare parts are not manufactured in Ghana. Sometimes it has to do with maintenance. The equipment, people who manufacture the equipment, most of them are not located in Ghana. It has to do with our biomedical engineering. We need to train more biomedical engineers. We need to purchase the equipment as a pool. We also, at the time of purchase, we can also negotiate for ourselves better maintenance agreements. When it gets to the hospital level, the hospitals don't have to have individual vendor agreements. There has to be some sort of a standardization where we are all pulling from the same vendors who now have a schedule plan to, for instance, say every month you go through the Western region. and do all the equipment maintenance in the Western region. In June, July, August, you go here so that we can have scheduled maintenance whilst the biomedical engineer is doing the equipment on the ground. The vendors that we have all agreed with, that we have also checked to make sure that they are proper vendors and they can find the spare parts from the manufacturer. Then we have the vendors also do the work. But I think this maintenance problem is a problem that has been flagged for a long time, and we have not really addressed it as we should. It starts with the procurement. It starts with who we are buying it from. It starts with who is signing the procurement agreement. It's starting with who is bringing the equipment. It's starting with what agreement the procurer did with the manufacturer. If we can fix all those problems and look at it as a global problem rather than individual hospital problems, we can set up systems that would really help us in our health system. It's a really bad situation, and we are agreeing with the findings of the audit report. And so the question is, what is the way forward? And we are trying to find sustainable solutions for the way forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam, since I'm likely to be the last person to speak on this issue, I want us, all of us, to go home with some statements made in the audit report, and I'm going to read part of it. It talks about the inadequacy of medical equipment, which led to over-reliance on available ones, which caused frequent breakdown and caused delays in service delivery, reducing the lifespan of the equipment. So, of this statement in the audit report, as a country, what are we doing about it? Food for thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, I think that we are talking about the same thing and we are reiterating the same things over and over again. The issue is that the last time we retooled our hospital was in 2014. That is 11 years ago. 2014 was the last retooling. In the last 8 years, there has been zero retooling of the hospitals. So you expect that, you won't be surprised to expect that some of the machines are broken down. You won't be surprised to expect that we don't have spare parts. You won't be surprised to see that because of these breakdowns, we are now resorting to using perhaps, as you mentioned, inferior machines or machines that don't get the job done. It is because we have now retooled in the last 11 years. The current government solution to the problem.
I understand your point. What I sought to do was to just read a statement for all of us. So when we are going to our various homes, we'll be thinking about it and find a solution to the existing problem. So I'm not saying you should respond. I just want everybody to go home with that statement. All of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Your point has been well taken, but we agree. Thank you.
Madam, thank you very much. You and your team, you are discharged.
Chair,
but I just want
for.
to remind you, the other day, Ministry of Health came here and you represented the minister. I asked about the PET scan, and you told us that you're looking at that. This is just a reminder to you that we pray and hope that this PET scan will certainly arrive in this country and help give us right diagnosis for ailments that needs to be looked at through that machine. So this is just a reminder to you that
Thank you,
we are
Madam
praying
Chair.
and hoping and waiting for that.
Yes, we will get you a PET scan.
Madam,
thank you.
The last time that Confanoche Hospital was here, we cited them for $3 million. There was a $3 million on-end salary. They said we should give them 30 days for them to respond. They haven't collected a penny. They haven't responded. So as such, we add, and if you have something, let me hear from.
Honorable Chair, thank you so much. In fact, we took a cue from the committee, and we working at the retrieval. One of such persons in the report was David Bonstra, who had scholarship from 2017. Yes, so from here I called him and he started paying. He's in Germany, and indeed I spoke to him that if possible, we will involve the ministry by writing to the embassy. So we are taking steps to address most of these, Honorable.
Of the 3 million Ghana cedis, how much has been recovered?
Honorable Chair, I don't have the figures right here, but we're working on it. And indeed, taking a cue from here, we received a letter from the Office of the Special Prosecutor asking for all these details. And tomorrow is the deadline for us to provide it. So we are working with them at the retrievals.
Let me ask the question again.
Yes.
You said we should give you 30 days. How much have you collected within the 30 days? Because look, to make it easier on me, I just refer it to the Attorney General. It makes it easier on me. Because we are not playing games over here, sir. This committee has the powers of a high court. You come and sit in court, you tell us 30 days, we'll make some recoveries. 30 days is past and gone. You haven't said anything to the committee. You haven't written anything to the committee. You don't have any proof that you've collected even 1 peso. What are we wasting our time with? Since you're already going to the special prosecutor on this, we've already added this to the Attorney General to work on it. And maybe when you go to court, by that time, you would have found you have recovered some of the money. So thank you very much, Madam. We are done.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are grateful.
You are discharged.
Today, we mentioned that we were going to look at the performance audit of the Auditor General on the provision of maintenance of toilet facilities in our public schools. Ministry of Education did not come. Meanwhile, can we have some silence? Respectfully, we are not done with our proceedings. We mentioned yesterday that we were going to look at the audit performance, audit reports on the provision and maintenance of toilet facilities in public schools. We wrote to Ministry of Education and Ministry of Local Governments. Ministry of Local Governments, we are told, is here, but Ministry of Education is not here. And because of that, we can't take it. The auditors for this particular audit were also here to speak to it. But Ministry of Education did not attend upon us, and we haven't heard from them. So on this note, we'll have to close today's sitting and liaise with the Ministry of Education for a scheduled time between Wednesday and Friday to attend upon the committee so that we can complete this report. So today we'll bring our sitting to a close, and I would like to thank every one of us here. You have made this possible, and for that we are grateful. The Public Accounts Committee will continue to carry out its mandate as is expected of us, and we hope that by this work that we are doing, we all will contribute to making the public financial management space the efficient one that we all want to see. Thank you.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey,
Hi there and welcome to Streets We Day. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we should Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi, and they know omo can be wo. Omo can they?
No, my Chris, hi, and I know.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me, I catch me. Gino, bibi. Wait me, I catch me.
Oh, nothing you wanna.
But I want to mean Gino.
Me too bad. Anyway, I'm ready to
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gift for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino.
Gino.
Tomatoes paste. And yeah, the onion, na pepper wom, bibia wom. What the budget love na ko here. Hey, Gino, me ko budget love.
Gino.
Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Swaba.
Aye. But we tomato paste na there. Gino.
As for that, the
Oh.
perfume rice. No papa ni.